All right. So you want to build a company that doesn't just, exist out there. It dominates. We're diving deep into Peter Thiel's 0 to 1 today. And,
Yeah.
it's this whole idea of creating something truly new,
Yeah.
not just kind of playing the same game as everybody else out there.
That's the core of it, right? He's really pushing us to think beyond just those incremental improvements.
Right.
And aim for these groundbreaking 0 to 1 moments where you're creating a whole new market instead of fighting for scraps in ones that already exist.
Okay. I like where this is going.
Yeah.
But how do we actually do that?
Right.
Thiel talks a lot about building monopolies, which isn't exactly, the image that comes to mind when we think of good companies, right?
Yeah, he's definitely playing devil's advocate a little bit to get us thinking differently.
Right.
His idea of a monopoly isn't about, squashing competition through shady tactics or whatever. It's about creating so much value, solving a problem in such a unique way that your company becomes kind of indispensable. Think back to Google in their early days. Their search algorithm was so much better than anything else out there that they basically became the way to navigate the internet.
So it's not just about being slightly better.
No.
It's about offering something that nobody else can.
Exactly.
What does Thiel say is kind of the key to achieving that?
It all starts with a secret.
Okay.
Every truly dominant company, he says, possesses some kind of unique advantage.
Okay.
Whether it's some, proprietary technology, a groundbreaking process, or even just a radically different way to look at a problem that's already out there.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But how do you find your secret?
Right.
Is it just about being in the right place at the right time?
Oh, it's definitely not about luck.
Okay.
Thiel argues that these secrets are often hidden in plain sight.
Okay.
They're the problems that everybody acknowledges, but nobody has really figured out how to solve yet. Take PayPal, for example, one of Thiel's own ventures.
Okay.
They recognized that the internet was missing a secure and efficient way to transfer money online.
Right.
Something that traditional banks were really slow to address. So by focusing on that specific problem and developing a unique solution, they tapped into this massive market that nobody else was really serving.
So we've got our secret.
Right.
So the unique advantage that sets us apart.
Exactly.
But how do we protect it? How do we make sure that other people don't just copy our success?
Yeah. This is where his idea of building a moat comes in.
A moat.
Yeah. Think of it as a way to safeguard your company from potential competitors.
Okay.
It could be anything from patents and trade secrets to strong branding and network effects.
So it's about creating barriers to entry.
Yeah.
Making it really hard for others to just replicate what you've built.
Exactly.
What are some real-world companies that have successfully built those moats?
Oh, there are tons of examples.
Okay.
Let's take Amazon. Early on, they poured resources into building out their logistics network and their tech infrastructure.
Yeah.
It was a huge investment up front, but it created this formidable barrier to entry.
Right.
Competing with Amazon's delivery speed and efficiency is nearly impossible for a smaller company.
Yeah.
And that gives them this massive edge. It's a classic example of how a strategic moat can lead to long-term dominance.
But a moat alone isn't enough.
Right.
You need customers.
You need people.
And lots of them. How does Thiel suggest attracting users and building a loyal customer base?
This is where the concept of network effects comes in.
Okay.
Imagine you're building a social media platform.
Right.
The more users you have on that platform, the more valuable it becomes to each individual user because there are more people to connect with.
Makes sense.
It's this self-reinforcing cycle that makes it super hard for competitors to break in.
Yeah.
Facebook's dominance is a testament to the power of those network effects.
That makes sense, especially in the digital world, right?
Yeah.
The more friends I have on Facebook, the less likely I am to switch to some new platform, even if it's got slightly better features.
Right.
It's almost like a gravitational pull.
Exactly. And those network effects aren't just limited to social media, though.
No.
Think about platforms like Airbnb or Uber.
Right.
The more hosts or drivers that join, the more attractive the platform becomes to guests or riders.
Right.
And it creates this powerful loop that benefits both sides.
Okay, so we've got a secret, we've got a moat.
Yeah.
We're harnessing those network effects.
Right.
What's the next piece of the puzzle in building a dominant company?
Well, Thiel emphasizes the importance of scaling intelligently.
Okay.
It's not just about growing bigger. Right. It's about becoming more efficient as you grow.
Okay.
Dominant companies really understand how to leverage those economies of scale.
So it's about getting bigger and smarter.
Exactly.
How does Amazon, for example, use those economies of scale to dominate e-commerce?
Well, let's say you order a book from Amazon, right? Okay.
They can likely ship that book from a warehouse that's relatively close to you,
Right.
minimizing transportation costs
With sense.
and ensuring speedy delivery.
Yeah.
Their massive logistics network that they've built over years of investment
Right.
allows them to do this at a scale that smaller competitors just can't match.
Right.
This efficiency translates into lower prices for customers and higher profit margins for Amazon, making them incredibly difficult to compete with.
So it's not just about offering lower prices.
No.
It's about building a system that allows you to sustainably offer those lower prices
Exact.
and still make a profit.
Right.
Tough for anyone to compete with that.
Yeah, and remember, those cost savings can then be reinvested back into the business,
Right.
further solidifying their position.
Okay.
It's a powerful cycle that kind of feeds on itself.
Right. But it's not just about logistics and pricing.
Ah.
Thiel also highlights the importance of a strong brand identity.
Oh, absolutely.
Branding, right.
Yeah.
So much more than just a logo.
What's Thiel's take on building a brand that truly stands out?
He argues that a powerful brand isn't just about, aesthetics or clever slogans or whatever.
Right.
It's about conveying this deeper meaning,
Okay.
a set of values that really resonates with your target audience. Think about Apple for a second.
Oh.
Their brand isn't just about computers and phones.
Right.
It's about creativity. It's about innovation. It's about a seamless user experience.
Yeah.
And they've cultivated this image so effectively that people are literally willing to pay a premium for their products.
So it's almost like building a tribe,
Yeah,
a community of people who identify with what your brand represents.
exactly. And that strong brand loyalty
Yeah.
gives you this huge advantage.
Okay.
You can weather market fluctuations. You can even bounce back from mistakes
Hmm.
because your customers trust you. They believe in what you stand for.
Right.
It's a powerful asset, especially in today's crazy crowded marketplace.
Yeah. This is making me think about all those direct-to-consumer brands that have popped up online.
Yeah.
They're often selling very similar products, but some manage to build this really strong following while others just kind of fade away.
Right.
Is branding the key difference there?
It's definitely a major factor. A strong brand can elevate a seemingly ordinary product
Yeah.
into something that people desire, something that they're proud to own and share with others.
Right.
It's about creating that emotional connection that goes beyond just the product itself.
Okay, so we've got our secret, we've got our moat, we're leveraging those network effects, we're
Yeah.
scaling efficiently,
Right.
we're building a powerful brand.
Uh-huh.
What's the next step in Thiel's roadmap to domination?
Well, distribution is crucial.
Yeah.
You can have the best product in the world, but if people can't get it,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
right.
He really emphasizes the importance of getting your product in the right hands at the right time and in the right way.
This feels especially relevant in today's digital world, Ryder.
Oh, absolutely.
There are so many channels, so many ways to reach customers.
Right.
How do you choose the right approach for your business?
It all comes down to understanding your target customer,
Okay.
their habits, their preferences, their pain points.
Right.
Let's say you're launching a new fitness app.
Okay.
You could try to get featured in the App Store. You could partner with fitness influencers on social media. You could even offer free trials through corporate wellness programs. The key is to really identify those channels where your ideal customers are most likely to discover your product and engage with it.
It sounds like there's no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to distribution.
No, definitely not. It's about being strategic
Right.
and adapting to the ever-changing landscape.
Right. This all makes sense, but it also sounds like a lot to juggle.
Yeah.
Building a dominant company isn't just about having a great product
Right.
or a clever marketing strategy.
Oh,
It's about mastering all these different elements.
it really is.
There's one element we haven't talked about yet that I feel like kind of ties everything together, company culture.
Yeah. Thiel dedicates a significant portion of 0 to 1 to this topic.
Okay.
He argues that company culture is far more than just perks and ping pong tables.
Yeah.
It's the foundation upon which everything else is built.
So how do you create a culture that fosters innovation, attracts top talent, and propels a company towards dominance?
It starts with a shared mission, a set of core values that everyone in the organization believes in and rallies behind.
Okay.
Think of it like a compass that guides every decision,
Okay.
from product development to hiring practices.
So it's not just about having a mission statement on the wall.
Yeah.
It's about truly living and breathing those values every day.
Exactly. And it's about creating an environment where people feel empowered to take risks, challenge the status quo, and contribute their unique talents.
Right.
Thiel highlights companies like Google and PayPal,
Yeah.
known for their cultures of experimentation and intellectual curiosity, as prime examples of how a strong culture can drive innovation and fuel long-term success.
This all makes sense to me, but it also seems kind of hard to replicate. Right?
Yeah.
Like, how can someone listening to this actually cultivate a culture like that within their own company?
Right.
It's not like you could just flip a switch and suddenly have a culture of innovation.
You're absolutely right. It's a journey that requires constant attention,
Yeah.
clear communication, and a willingness to adapt and evolve as your company grows.
Okay.
It's about hiring people who align with your values, fostering open communication, and creating systems that reward collaboration and creativity.
Right.
And perhaps most importantly, it's about leading by example.
Okay.
The founders and leaders of a company set the tone for the entire organization.
So if you want to build a company that's truly innovative, you have to embody those values yourself.
Absolutely. It all comes back to authenticity.
Yeah.
You can't expect your employees to embrace a culture that you don't genuinely believe in and live by.
Right.
Thiel emphasizes that building a great company is ultimately about building a great team. A group of people who are passionate about the mission and committed to achieving something extraordinary together.
That makes a lot of sense. So we've covered a lot of ground here. Secrets, moats, network effects, scaling, branding, distribution, and culture.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's like a blueprint for building a company that doesn't just compete, it dominates.
Right.
But it's also a lot to take in.
It is.
What's the one key takeaway you want our listeners to walk away with today?
If I had to boil it all down to one core message, it would be this. Don't be afraid to be bold.
Okay.
Don't just follow the crowd chasing those incremental improvements in crowded markets.
Right.
Dare to be different. Find that secret, that unique insight or technology
Yeah.
that allows you to create something truly new and valuable.
So it's about having the courage to venture into uncharted territory,
Yeah.
to carve out your own path instead of following the well-worn trails.
Exactly. Thiel challenges us to question the status quo, to identify the problems that others have overlooked or dismissed as too difficult to solve.
Right.
He believes that the most significant advancements, those 0 to 1 leaps,
Yeah.
come from those who are willing to think differently and challenge conventional wisdom.
This is all very inspiring, but it also feels a bit daunting.
Yeah.
Thiel sets a high bar for entrepreneurs.
He does.
Is it really possible for anyone to build a company that truly dominates its market?
It's definitely not easy, but Thiel's message isn't meant to be discouraging.
Okay.
He wants to empower entrepreneurs to think bigger and bolder than they ever thought possible. He believes that the potential for innovation is limitless,
Yeah.
and that anyone with a compelling vision and the determination to see it through can achieve remarkable things.
So it's not just about the idea itself. It's about the execution, the relentless pursuit of that vision.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Building a dominant company is a marathon, not a sprint.
Right.
It takes resilience, adaptability, and an unwavering commitment to your long-term goals. There will be challenges, setbacks, moments of doubt along the way.
Of course.
But as Thiel reminds us, the greatest rewards often come from overcoming those obstacles and pushing through the tough times.
That's a powerful message. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind of running a business.
Right.
But it's important to remember why we started in the first place.
Yeah.
That spark of an idea, that vision of a better future.
And remember, building a successful company isn't just about financial rewards.
Right.
It's about making a meaningful impact on the world, solving real problems, creating something that leaves a lasting legacy.
Okay.
Think about the companies that you admire most.
Yeah.
They're not just successful businesses.
Right.
They're forces for positive change.
Right.
They're shaping the future in meaningful ways.
That's a great point. It's easy to get caught up in the metrics,
Yeah.
the revenue, the market share.
Right.
But ultimately, it's about creating something that matters, something that makes a difference.
Exactly. Think about the problems you see in the world, the challenges that frustrate you. Yeah.
The areas where you believe things could be done better. What if you had the solution? What if you held the key to unlocking a better future?
Wow. That's a powerful thought.
Yeah.
It's a call to action for all of us to not just be consumers, but to be creators, to be innovators,
Right.
to be the ones who shape the world we want to live in.
Thiel's 0 to 1 is more than just a business book.
Yeah.
It's a manifesto for those who believe in the power of human ingenuity,
Right.
to solve problems and create a brighter future. It's a reminder that the future isn't something that happens to us.
Right.
It's something we build.
This has been an incredible deep dive into Peter Thiel's 0 to 1.
It has.
So much to think about, so many possibilities to explore.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing your insights with us today.
It's been my pleasure. I always enjoy unpacking these ideas and exploring how they can be applied in the real world.
And to our listeners, we hope this deep dive has sparked your entrepreneurial fire.
Yeah.
Go out there, find your secret, and build something truly extraordinary.